Hi guys, my name's Johnny. I'm a lead developer at LookFar. And we're going to answer a question today that has to do with onboarding new users while incentivizing them. It's a problem that we have seen in many different forms, but the gist of it is this. We have this app that allows users to send a beer to each other using text or using email. And it works pretty well when both users are already members of this particular app, but it works less well when they need to invite a new user and give them this beer that they have been provided by their friend who is using the app. So let's talk about what we might do in order to make this better. First of all, for existing users, that's pretty simple. The best thing you could do here is you want to keep your users in the app as much as possible. You don't want to send them off to email or to SMS if at all possible. Leave them right there. So this is a perfect use of push notifications. This way nobody ever has to leave the app in order to claim their free beer. The one caveat here is that the user has to have a profile that has their email and their phone number involved if you want to keep using phone and email in order to send these beers. The alternative is you would need a friend list, and that's considerable development work. You would need new UI to scroll through your friends or search for them. So to avoid all that, we would just say, all right, your user profile has an email and a phone number that goes with it. So when you go to send a beer, the server checks to see if we have that user as part of the system, and if they do, it uses a push notification token that we have for their device, and using a push notification service, either a native one like Apple's push notification service or a third party, then the user that's receiving the beer gets a pop-up that says you've got a beer. They click OK, they go right into the app, and their beer's been redeemed. So that would be a slicker way for existing users to be able to receive beers without having to leave the app. The harder question is, what do we do with new users? Because they have to download the app, then they have to open the app, and they have to be able to redeem the beer somehow. So let's talk about new users. New users are trickier because you send the link to them in either email or SMS, and they click the link, and that takes them to either the Apple App Store or to the Google Play Store so that they can download the app. And they sign up, they have an account, and at that point they have to go back into their email or into their SMS and click the link again in order to redeem the beer inside the app. So let's talk about ways that this might be improved. You're going to suffer some security issues with other systems. This is great because you either have your own password for the email or your SMS on your phone. It's not likely that you're going to send the beer to your friend and then someone else is going to hijack that because they don't either have the password to the email or they don't have that user's phone. The ways to make it easier are going to make it a bit less secure too. So let's talk about what those options are. Starting with the most secure but maybe the least intuitive. You could add a human readable code here, something that says, beer 2 or something like that. The idea being that maybe the user can remember what that code is, and on sign up you have a promo code and they can type that in. So maybe the user can remember this, and that saves you the one step. Most of the time the user's not going to remember this. They're going to have to go back into the email or into the SMS to get that code, and so why not just click the link again? So this isn't a great solution. It might solve the problem occasionally, but it's probably not going to solve the problem very often. So other options. Well, we've got the email. You're sending an email to your friend, and so what we can do is we can save the email to your server, and then if anybody signs up using that email, we know that that's a user that needs to get a free beer, and your backend can handle giving away that free beer to that user. As for text messaging, that's a bigger problem because we can send here the phone number and store that on the server. And if this is Android, then that's fine. Over here on sign up, when the user signs up, you can run some code in the background that gets the phone number for this phone, and if it matches the phone number we have stored on the server, you give them a free beer. It's pretty secure, it's really nice. Problem is it only works for text, and it'll only work for Android because Apple disallows using code to get your own phone number, whereas Android does. So that would solve your problem for Android only and text only. Your final option is you could save the email or the phone number to the server, and then when a user signs up, you could have them put in the email or phone number that received the free beer as a field, and then you could resolve it on the back end. This will work every time, but this is a lot less secure because anybody can punch in the phone number or anybody can punch in the email, and there's no confirmation again that that's the person that you're trying to send this beer to. So you're really talking about how secure do you need to be versus how easy can this be. I honestly think that the system that you guys set up originally using this link inside the email or the SMS is pretty good. It's as secure as you're going to get. You can be very confident that it's always going to be the user that you meant to send that beer to. But if you need to make it easier on your users because people aren't doing this, then you're going to have to sacrifice some of your security and go with one of these other options.